Okay, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a little video. It's been some time since I made a video. I'm sorry about that. Well, it's been some time since I made a talking video or something like that. Almost 14 days, I believe. Today I thought we'd go ahead and take a little look on what's behind me here. I'm sure you can see that little Apple logo right there. That's actually my Power Mac G4. It was made in 1999. It's not the most powerful computer, and it wasn't really the most powerful computer back then either. But at least it's still working, and it's working pretty decent, even though I can't do very much with it because, you know, it's an old computer and it's not really up to date, so to speak. Even though it's very cool to have, and the design work of the case is awesome as a lot of other Apple products. I'm a total Apple nerd, so this is a great piece of history right here. And I think this is one of the very first computers taking off Apple's success, so to speak. So let's go ahead and take a little closer look as it's running right now and see what it's all about. So this is what it's looking like actually. This is the G4, the PowerPC as is called. It's looking great. I'm sure you have seen this type of computers before. I really like this design actually. I hooked up my old iMac keyboard because I like this style of keyboard actually. This is also some really beautiful design right there actually. There isn't really a decent screen recorder for this computer, so I have to do something like this, I believe. If you can see right here, this is actually what it is right there. 400 megahertz PowerPC G4, 1 gigs of internal RAM. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to show you actually. It's working decent, there's not a lot of problems here, and also there is another type of hard drive in this one. It is actually 40 gigs in there, 40 gigs hard drive, yeah, that's what it is. And originally I think this one came with kind of like 10 gigabytes or 10 gigs or something like that. I was thinking maybe we should take a look on what it looks like inside actually. So let's go ahead and shut this computer down and take the case to another place so I can show you a little better what it looks like inside. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is actually what it looks like. We're gonna go ahead and take a look inside of this one right here and see what is so... Holy shit! No. I can't show you this. I can't show you this yet. This is the wrong case actually. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and put up the right case. This is the right case. This is some beautiful design work right here. Actually, Apple have one of the most talented designers in the world, I must say, when it comes to computer design. So, at least back then, I would say. So, let's go ahead and take a little look on the back side here. This is what it looks like. It's looking awesome here, I think. You have the dual monitor output right there. Have a Ethernet card in there, and a serial card as well. We got the Power Macintosh G4 assembled in Singapore, 2 USBs, we got a Ethernet, we got a modem, we got 2 Firewire 800s right there. A lot of people used these things back in the days, so yeah, that's what it is. This one is made in 1999. Yeah. Let's go ahead and open this one up and see what it looks like inside. I would say that it's a rather convenient solution here, for designing this kind of stuff right here. It's a little bit hard to open. There we go, I got it open. Ta-da! So this is actually what it looks like inside. There's a lot of stuff here, and this is actually original 350 megahertz processor in there, but you know, I overclocked the processor, so it's currently running at 400 megahertz, and it's actually quite a difference in between 350 and 400. And you got that under there, you got the jumpers, so that's where I put in a jumper in here to get the 400 megahertz speed on the processor. It's looking pretty good in here. It's kind of like a little city here with streets and you know, houses and you know, all that kind of stuff. Small houses, you know, kind of like streets and everything. Yeah, it's looking great actually. It's looking awesome. Here we got the RAM. I put in so it's actually 1 gig of RAM in there, and this computer came with 64 megs of RAM, and that's long gone, I believe. So when I got this computer, there was actually 512 megs of RAM, and I took it all away and I put in 256, so it's actually 1 gig of RAM in there, and that's the maximum this computer can hold. This actually has the SIF socket, which means there's not the big CPU daughter card in here. It's actually a real CPU, so to speak. So this one is a little bit different than the newer ones. That's the original ATI graphics card right there. Rage 128. I think it's 32 megs in there of video memory. And here we got another view of some stuff in there. Looking great actually. I'm very impressed about the design here. We got a PCI graphics, PCI I mean, sorry. We got some available slots there. We got some other connections here as well. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look inside of the case. We got the power supply right there. We got a CD-ROM right there, well, a CD player, so to speak. And under there, it's supposed to be a zip drive actually. And if you don't really know how a zip drive looks like, I just happen to have one right here. This is this is the very old zip drive right there. Yeah, that's the zip drive. So that's actually what's supposed to be in there. Yeah, what else do we have here? We have that's the speaker right there. and that's a little, inside of there is a little circuit board for the buttons on the front panel, on and off switch and all that kind of shit going on there. Here we have the hard drive bracket, and it's possible to mount 2 more in here. Well, actually 3 more, because one can be on top of this one, and one can be on this one, and one can be on that one. So back in the days it was possible to upgrade with a lot of hard drives in there, actually. And the design is, I would say that the design is convenient actually, because you know, putting a motherboard on the in the case door like this, that is convenient, but also it can be a little struggle, because doing upgrades, you know, is opposed to upgrading the video cards. The video cards is maybe a little bit long like this, and you have to bother about if it's going to, you know, bothering the other stuff in here or not. So also we got a fan right there. So this fan is taking in fresh air to cool the CPU and everything like that. And I haven't had any issues with overheating or anything like that. Of course, this one isn't really super overclocked. It's only kind of like 50 megahertz. It's running at 400 megahertz currently, and it is a 350 megahertz processor. So, but the cooler here isn't really getting hot, so I guess overheating is not gonna happen on this computer, at least. We got some connectors right there. We got some, you know, this is pretty much straightforward actually. It's very much straightforward, and this particular model right here is the one with, you know, it's flat on the front panel here. That means that this one didn't come with a zip drive, but it was possible to get the upgrade to put in a zip drive in there, 100 megabyte zip drive right there, and then it would come with a slot right here. So, but this one came like this from the factory actually. And this computer is, you know, no one have ever touched it except from putting in some more RAM in here. Everything is stock here. You can see that things are still in its place. I mean, this is a piece of history right here. I will keep this one for as long as I live, probably. So it's kind of cool to have a computer that no one have ever, you know, been hassle around with. Only problem I have that the lid is pretty rough to put in its place when locking it, when closing it, and also the latches that holds the door in place is broken. That one and that one. There's only one left, and that's this one on the side here. And I know why that is. That's because most people that closing this one just do like that, and then they just give it a bang on the side here. Well, that's you can't do that because you will break the latches. You have to open this one carefully and then pop it into place. And this one is a little bit tricky because someone actually was little bit rough on it, so it's a little bit tricky to close actually. So there you go, guys. That's a little kind of like a review of my Power Mac G4. This is actually pretty much similar to the most recent G4 Power Mac model called Quicksilver, but this is the earlier model. The case is kind of like similar. Only difference is actually some coloring on the case and the front panel and the back panel. You know, it's no big difference. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.